And so he started to abuse his power. And what happened is my grandfather was imprisoned for quite a few different counts of sexual assault and some different counts of children as well. And I talk about this, I address it in my book. And that was when we were living in Gloriavale, was told to us like the world was persecuting him, and that was just something that he had to go through in order to strengthen his faith in God. And so much of the news and the things that had happened, they were not told to our community either. So we didn't have access to radio, to TV, to all the general news outlets and information that people would have access to learn about these things. So basically, he could get away with whatever, really, because there was no one there to hold him to account. And it was so secretive, and it created such a toxic environment where these types of things started to happen. There were also arranged marriages, and it was the arranged marriages that was one of the last straws for me. So basically, my best friend was put into an arranged marriage. And she was so unhappy. Like, she was going to be sent over to India to marry this man she didn't love, didn't have feelings for at all. And she ended up leaving Gloriavale, packing her bags, running away, because she was like, I cannot do this. And that was for me a very poignant moment where I was like, I don't think I can stay here if people are being treated in this way either, if there is so much wrongdoing being hidden. So that's just a little bit of background around the cult in itself, and then also sort of what made me leave, the things that started to go wrong. And I think it's just important for everyone here to know that I was also born into this cult. So it wasn't something that I looked at and joined. I was born into it from a very, very young age. This was all I had ever known. There was nothing else for my life. It was completely normal way of life for me.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing often with families in general, okay? Because I find the term cult interesting, because I'm always like, okay, what even is a cult? At one point, isn't everything a cult? I mean, this might be a bit of a wild take, but I feel like even like pop culture and celebrity idolization often is a bit cultish, and religious communities in general are a bit cultish, and even single family households, where you are kind of isolated in a way. So of course your example is a bit more in your face, and people can really look at your story and like see why that's so controlling and why that's so isolating even though you're in a community, right? You have no access to outside information. And that's a big thing. That's a big power move, right? Like that's how you can control people. And that's how you can, as you said, your grandfather was the founder. So, but I often feel like in many different ways, even companies sometimes I feel like can be a bit cultish. And